What is going on? I don't know what happened there, guys. I think we just cut out of nowhere, guys. And I think I just like literally lost everybody because it just cut out of nowhere. That's just sad. I don't know why it's doing that. That was the weirdest thing. It literally cut off and then kicked me out. I don't know what happened there, folks. Crazy. Usually it'll let me resume the thing. I don't know. We're back, but I had to reset. Sorry, guys. So now people are going to have to come over to... I hate when that happens because now people are going to have to come over to a whole new... Oh, that's terrible. Big welcome those of you guys tuning back in. Welcome back, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. I really don't. So weird. Now we're going to have to put it as like part 2 or something. We'll call it PT-2. That was weird. Feel free to call in. Numbers still up there. I know we'll give some people time to switch back over and come over here now that we just literally, for whatever reason, just got kicked out of nowhere. You have to tell the cop story over? That's what happened, huh? It ended right there. All right, I'll let you know right now. Hold on. Let me pull all this stuff back up. I'm surprised the cop story didn't. I mean, the cop approached me. It just literally everything cut off from the moment the officer pulled up on me. I'm so shocked. That was so weird. But literally, as the cop pulled up and started talking to me, like the thing shut off. Like the cop had a Wi-Fi jammer. Nah, he didn't have a Wi-Fi jammer. But anyways, yeah, I was just leaving, putting my stuff in the back, and the officer was saying that he was just making sure that we weren't parking there. Little did he know, my girlfriend was picking me up, and she already had seen him sitting down the street, so I'm pretty sure he was aware that I was getting picked up. I'm pretty sure he knew that when he was walking up. Which, he didn't really need to say anything at all, but he did. And the first thing he said, I can't believe people are still watching this. He's like, people are still watching this? I'm like, yeah, we've had plenty of people tuning in and watching it. I'm like, people still care. They don't want this to fade away. And then I went on to ask him about the parking signs. I said, are the parking signs gonna, like, how long are they gonna be here? Is there like some type of deadline? He's like, no, I think they're gonna still be here until this all pretty much fades away. And I'm like, people really want this to fade away. I know, I can't believe it. The crazy part is how he said it. I mean, he literally said, word for word, that's exactly what he said. He said, the parking signs probably won't be removed until this fades away. And I'm like, people really still, I mean, like you guys and other people really still want this to fade away. And then he went on to say, I guess it's not that, but it's like the neighborhood, he didn't even really say, he just referred to the neighborhood, and then he said, you couldn't even park here at one point in time. He's like, garbage trucks couldn't even get through here. And I'm just like, what does that have to do with, supporting what's going on, and how do you not know what's going on anyways? But I just, from that point on, I just told him, what, I'm getting my stuff and I'm putting it away, and then we'll be out of here. And then he went about his way as well. But why he was surprised that people were still in tune and watching this, wondering what's going on, was crazy to me. I mean, why wouldn't he be aware of his community that he works in? It's just weird. And then also, like, why wouldn't you stay in tune if you have your somebody who is in charge of that department, which is Chris Nanos? Why wouldn't you know anything that's going on at all? But he did say that they've been getting a lot of complaints, and that was the reason why he had pulled up, supposedly. Or that's the reason why they were so active in the neighborhood today. But I can't believe he said that. I just really couldn't. He really said that the signs will be there until this fades away. I'm like, wow. Hey, Made in the Dark, see you later. Thanks so much for tuning in. I just can't believe that. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't know if I cut out, but Angie, I think you were trying to call my phone. I wasn't trying to ignore your call. I was just saying, just call my phone on or call the number up there because it'll come through clearly here. If I answer the phone there, then I'm gonna have to keep it close to the mic in order for anybody to hear the call. Yeah, it's truly like they really don't care. They really don't. Up again for you. Glad you're back. Much love. Be the difference. I like that name, by the way. We kind of lost a lot of folks, so if nobody wants to call, I'm okay with that. You know what I can do is I guess I could call Angie back, do this number because she might have lost us here. Yeah, and she's calling again on the phone line. She's got to call that number up there. Let's see what she's saying. I'll call her back on this phone here.
Hello?
Hello, is this Angie?
Yes.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. Hey,
Yes.
wanted to let you know I was watching that lady that had us on there, on her YouTube channel,
Uh-huh.
and she was saying something about two hot spots were found at the water treatment center a mile down the road from Nancy's on the 7th day that Nancy was missing.
You said on
And I
the
guess it's,
7th day?
yes. And I guess these hot spots were from a website that I guess the satellites, you can actually look it up yourself if you see her web or, her page. And it shows exactly two hot spots at the water treatment center and when no one is supposed to have been there at all because the gates are all locked. So I didn't know if you could, when you meet up with the boys today or tomorrow, whatever, it's after 5 here, but when you meet up with Mark the Shark and all of them, because he's coming in town right now,
Yeah, I saw
maybe he
that.
can throw up the drone and kind of circle over that water treatment plant to see if there's any disturbances in the ground.
And you said it was what is it called? A hot spot?
Yeah, there's two abnormally hot spots that the satellite picked up. It and it does show it on there because she had the website pulled up on her screen and she was showing it and telling people how to look that up.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's
But
interesting.
I guess it detects like fires and she said the cops should be using it every time somebody goes missing around there.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't use it.
Interesting.
But I guess this water treatment plant is a mile or a mile and a half away from Nancy's house.
A water
And
treatment
it's
plant.
got a fence all the way around it. But where the anomalies were on the side of it where a bunch of brush and weeds and everything was growing along the fence.
And in like what direction would that be? Do you know what direction that would be at Nancy's at all?
I want to say it was to the west on her on her program. But you know who I'm talking about, right?
No, no.
She's a, I want to say she's a YouTuber or
Are you talking about?
streamer or
Are you talking
something.
about Daphne?
Yes, on Daphne's.
Oh, okay. I think I might have watched that earlier. I think.
I just watched it before, before you and Mark and all of them came on just a little bit ago. And I was like, that's really weird. I said two spots that were, I mean, glowing red on there.
Yeah.
And then they're not there anymore at all. She went and looked it back up, and the anomalies were only there, I guess, for a certain period of time at that water
Interesting.
treatment plant. But nobody can get back in there because it's a gate all the way around it.
Yeah, I don't know if that was specifically what I was thinking that I heard her say. I think they were saying because she played a news, something from the news, and they were saying that it would be illegal to go in somewhere, but I think it was something else. I think it was some federal grounds or
Yeah, this
something.
was just a little. This was just a little bit ago, a few hours ago, is when I seen it,
Hmm.
and I thought, man. And then I also reached out to Alex too
And
about
Curry, welcome by the way.
checking that box and measuring that driveway
Hmm.
because it if I got the measurements to the driveway from rock to rock there at the driveway,
Yeah.
that would help determine the size of that vehicle that is there. And
Interesting.
also with you working in the medical field, me working in the medical field, we both know that blood dries in 30 minutes. I hate to bring that up, but in order for those leaves to be on top of that, that blood was already dry. And she did say that um, Nancy went to, or her friends came over to her house for game night on Friday,
Yeah.
and they were looking at plants or something on either on her porch or out in her yard, and she had gotten hurt, so she had had a bandage on her arm. So I'm thinking that blood was there from Friday until Saturday or Sunday morning when she came up missing.
Yeah, because I mean,
That
well,
that
it
would
had to have been
that
there
would
before.
yes, that would explain the leaves not actually sticking to the blood. They're just laying on top of the blood pools.
Yeah, I mean, I think it still would have to happen after the perp was there, though.
I don't know. I'm thinking that it was there and we just can't see it
Yeah,
because
in
of
the
the
video.
colors of the tile and stuff in the video. I'm thinking it was already there. It was dry, and when she had hurt herself showing the plants or whatever she was doing, when they came over to her house for game night on Friday night, I think
Hmm.
that the blood was there, and the leaves were sitting on top of it. They wasn't saturated in the blood. They were just laying there on top of it. And if you look at the leaves and stuff on the porch, the picture of the porch, you can see there's no blood seeping through the plant or the blood. It's already dried because the blood spots are dark, you know, like darker cut, like dried blood.
Yeah, it's hard to
So that
say.
makes me think that that was already there
I mean, some of that
because I
blood,
know with
it looks
flesh
pretty
or
fresh. I
skin.
mean, because there's one
I
spot.
think.
that looks dark, and then there's another spot that looks lighter, almost if that blood is more fresher than the darker blood. I don't know which one would be,
Right, and I think
but
the fresh, see how those plants, that plant right there is just sitting on top of that old blood. It's not saturated through the plant,
right, right,
or
right. I see exactly what
embedded
you're looking
into
at.
it. It's actually sitting there on top of it, and that's right where he was standing. You know, at one point in time, that would have been smeared all over the place. That blood is old.
Yeah, it looks fairly old, but blood dry. Well, I mean, it dries pretty quick, so
Yeah, within 30 minutes, 30 minutes. But for it to be that dark and him standing there messing with that foliage and everything else, that would have been smeared all across there. You
yeah,
see what I'm talking about?
I think if he would have stepped on it, yeah. But it's almost like they might have been carrying her, and it was leaking behind them, like instead of leaking before they stepped. I don't know. It just depends on where it was leaking from. That's why I think that Nancy was carried out, because there's no way that if she was walking next to them, that blood wouldn't have, someone, wouldn't have stepped on that blood.
But don't you think the foliage wouldn't be on top of it? The foliage would be underneath it because the blood would have had to fall on the foliage.
Yeah, well,
And the foliage is
yes,
above it.
yeah, that kind of makes sense because I mean the blood. I mean because the blood was there after the foliage. Yeah, that makes sense.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I mean the blood was. I mean it was there after, but what Cheryl McCollum said was it also made sense too that the wind does blow, like the wind. It probably was windy at some point in time, so that could be why that blood is over that foliage is over the blood.
But it still would kind of make a smear mark. If
You,
the wind was blowing and it blowed that leaf into it, it would still be like on the other dots, that those would actually be smeared because he would have stepped right in those if it was fresh.
yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, if the blood was still fresh, then yeah,
Correct.
it would have been it would have had a more chance to smear, but I don't know. I think it's often windy at Nancy, so I know that foliage definitely did blow
Yeah.
around somewhat here and there.
I
But I
just
don't know
don't
about
know where
that
they
night.
dig that up for a DNA, but we all know how that went.
Yeah, good thought. I don't know, but I
But
think
yeah, I was thinking, in order for the blood to already been there, they would have already had to take her out and then put the foliage up there to remove the camera.
yeah,
So somewhere they have something, that they're not showing any of us on when it comes to that.
yeah, that's tough. I don't know. I think the wind might have blown. I mean, because it's only one piece of little shrub too. It's not like all the shrub blew over there. It's kind of amazing that specific shrub that he used is almost in the same exact spot that it was. It's almost like it's right under that ring camera, as if at some point in time the wind did blow it off, or whenever they were
Yeah.
done doing what they were doing, they uncovered it. Huh?
I said I know a lot of people are getting angry with me, so but I just thought I'd kind of point that out to you if you guys go out that way and you guys got the drone, just shoot it up over that water plant and see if anything's disturbed over that way.
Yeah, we'll do. That's a. I mean, might be a good plan. You
And
never
ask
know.
and ask JLR where that box is and then you can check that out too when you're out there.
I think I know what you're talking about. They looked at it and they confirmed that it wasn't like tampered with or anything. I think it's
No,
the
I mean
one
not
with all the
tampered
wires.
with, or maybe
They scraped
accidentally
it.
hit or bumped with the car
Yeah, yeah.
when they had turned down that way.
I think they would
So,
have
oh,
noticed that though, but you never know. You never know. It'd be good to check because
just
they didn't
never
notice a
know.
lot of stuff. So
Correct.
that's a good possibility.
All righty, bub. I will holler at you later.
All right. Thanks for reaching out.
You're
Catch you
welcome.
later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. The thing, the power. There's some type of power supply down the way. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was like a light green. It had a bunch of wires hanging out. They thought that that may have been tampered with at some point in time. Although I don't think so. I think it was what they said was true. That it was that's how it was. She thinks there's a possibility that that car may have left out, and there's a possibility that it may have been scraped by the perp's car. It's a possibility. I don't think it did, but you never know. I guess it wouldn't hurt to check. But I don't think so. Supposedly the same blood drops on the outside are also on the inside of the door. That's what we've heard, but it's yet to be proven as true. Was there blood found inside? Lisa says, yeah. Supposedly that was a rumor going around at one point in time, but it never turned out that that rumor was actually true. So we don't know. I would have thought that, I personally would have thought that that blood would have, been inside. If it was from the front, and obviously they came out the front at some point in time, then yeah, I think that, there's a possibility that there was definitely blood on the inside. But remember, they said the home was immaculate, which was the most questionable, weirdest, oddest thing. Hey, thank you guys all for calling in. For those who called, I think we only had a couple callers. It wasn't nothing crazy, but thanks for calling, Angie. Much love. Thanks, caller. We all are just trying to make sense of it. Yeah, I mean that's all we can do is keep having conversations amongst one another. Linda says it was all over the mat in front of the house. The blood, or are you talking about the strub? Ashley Banfield said the blood on the inside looked identical to the blood on the outside. She said the pattern was identical. You remember that? But Ashley Banfield, I'm not going to lie, she said a lot of things that she didn't know whether or not was true. So be careful with some of the information that you get from her. I mean, I love her. She's great, but we really haven't confirmed if there was actually blood on the inside. And I think the first person that said that, because he was getting a lot of inside stuff, was Criminal Network. And guys, I don't think I don't know. As long as we really don't know and it's not a fact, we really can't say. But I truly think that if there's blood on the outside, it's obvious that there has to be blood on the inside. There's no way you carry somebody out and then they just simply start bleeding at the front door. How ironic, right? That wouldn't make any sense. So I would honestly say there would have to be blood on the inside for sure. And Ashley Banfield is a whole lot bigger than me, so she might be able to get insights, and it may be true, but I don't think she should have said it unless she knew it was valid information. And maybe for all I know, she did. It was somebody, it was a reliable source. But there have been a couple things that Ashley has put out that she shouldn't have said. And I was I came across something with her earlier. I can't remember exactly what it was that she had said. It says Nicole is calling. Let's see. Can you hurry up and answer here?
Call from
Nikki.
Nikki.
To accept, press 1.
Hey, what's up, Nikki? Is it Nikki? It's Juice.
Hey, Juice. Hi. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Um, I don't have a lot to say. I'm just calling regarding the blood that you were just talking about.
Yeah.
So after you ended your stream earlier tonight, someone had posted in your chat that another channel had created a video which was like a timeline of everything that's happened over the past 100 days. And there was a lot of footage from all of the time you guys have been out there streaming.
Yeah.
And so it was a really neat video. If everybody wants to watch it, I think the person's channel was called The Faithful Servant 777, and it was the
Oh, I
video
think I've
that
heard
they
of that
posted
channel.
tonight. I had neither, but it's a long video, but it brought up a lot of things that I had kind of forgotten about. And in that video, they showed a clip of Ashley Banfield when she first started talking about this case. And she did mention, which, again, we don't know if her source is correct, but I found it strange because she said specifically that the blood that was inside of the house was identical to the
So the
blood
blood
that was
outside.
outside.
Yeah, I remember that.
She said, yeah, she specifically said the pattern was exactly the same. And I'm like, that's weird. Why would the pattern be the same? So they didn't smear blood, from the inside. They didn't smear any on the outside.
Yeah,
That's just a weird. I don't know how that's possible. So that just
yeah.
felt strange.
Yeah.
Also, looking at that picture that you were just posting of the blood on the porch, do you know when that was taken? I know that's probably from Brian Enton when he snapped some photos of that blood. How long after the sheriff's office had finished their investigation, how long was it before Brian got to go up there and take those pictures? Do you remember?
I don't. I came day 2. I think it was day. I honestly think it was day 2 when he had seen that. I'm not sure though the exact day.
So
Brian
it's maybe
Intent. It was actually him and a lady that saw it.
so maybe
From
like
what
the
I heard.
next day
But
after the sheriff's
I think it
office
was the next
had
day. I don't think it was on the same day because initially it was a crime scene for about 20 hours, so it would have had to be the next day.
Okay. Because
So I
I'm
don't
not
know.
seeing.
It's either the
I'm
second or
not
the
seeing.
third.
Okay. What I'm wondering is, I remember Nanos or the sheriff's office saying that they had tested that blood and it came back to be Nancy.
Yeah,
But it
that's
doesn't
correct.
look like any of that blood has been, nothing's been dipped in there to get a sample. It doesn't look like it's been touched. So how did they test it?
I'm not
You see
sure.
what I'm saying?
Honestly, I think because well, I don't know if you're familiar with McCollum, but she said it would be difficult to take the blood and then test it. So I'm assuming that they tested it somehow, some way, right there. I think that might have been part of the reason that white tent was up at one point in time. I mean,
Okay.
I think we were thinking also they were trying to get the height of the perp or trying to maybe get some type of evidence from that mat. I think they were doing
Mm-hmm.
multiple things, but I think that's what they said about the blood, that they had to do it on scene because the blood would be
Okay.
difficult to take to a lab. being that it's already dry. But I'm not
Right.
sure how they went about it.
Right. I guess I was expecting to see some of these patterns being a little bit messed up because I don't know how they do things, but in my mind, I'm imagining like they dipped a Q-tip in there or something to get a
Yeah.
sample of so they could test it. But it doesn't look like it's been touched at all. And when they put that white tent up, that was after Brian took these pictures, right? They came
Yeah.
back and did that, right?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
after. I don't know how long the blood was even there afterwards. I know they cleaned it up for sure because it sure did disappear. I'm sure.
Okay,
I'm
so it's
sure they
gone.
had to have cleaned that blood up at some point, but I don't know. How would they test that blood? Would they scrape it up somehow? I don't know. That's a good question.
And and maybe they tested. I mean, I know you guys have said that there's drops going a little further out into the sidewalk or the driveway, or so maybe they tested another spot, but they should have tested all of that just to make sure every bit of that is
Was Nancy's?
in
Yeah,
there.
that's true. That's a
Um,
yeah. It goes all the way to the stairs, and not many people have that video, so it's hard to find. I don't know
yeah,
if you
I
know
saw
anybody
it
who
in
has
one
it,
of
but
the
it's
fighters,
hard to
but
find it.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember whose feed I saw it on. I'm watching all of you guys trying to keep up with everything, so it's hard to remember who said what or who showed what. Um, but yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. You just happened to be talking about that, and that was on my mind, so I thought I'd call in.
Hey, we appreciate you calling in. I was trying to figure out what where that video was at that you said. You said Fatal 7-7.
It's
Was it?
the faithful
Oh, Faithful.
servant. Yeah, I'm sorry. The faithful servant. Servant is SERVANT 777.
Let's see if I can find this
And it's a
person.
5 hour long video,
Whew.
but you can you can scroll. They go through it day by day, and they're showing like all of the
Oh
JLR
yeah, I saw this. This
evidences.
was great. He asked me. He reached out
It
and
was
asked if
so
he could
neat.
share footage. Yeah, this is a yeah. I like what he put together here.
Yeah, they showed you. They showed you when you met JLR the first day that you came out, and it's showing everybody and the highlights of everything that happened each day from the streams is what they're showing. They did a
Proceed.
really good
Yeah,
job on the video.
this really, it took me back. I'm not gonna lie. That was
Yeah,
great how he did that.
I've been watching since the beginning. So I've been watching everybody since the beginning. So there were some things that I had forgotten about that had happened. But yeah, it's been great seeing what you guys are doing, keeping this case in the forefront of everybody's minds. I really admire that you guys have put your time and effort into trying to help find Nancy. It's just really great. I love that this is the new media and we really get an upfront look at, what's happening uh, on the scene. And really appreciate you guys doing that.
Oh, we appreciate you. Couldn't do this without you guys being here. It goes a long way, so we appreciate you as well.
All right. Well, you keep up the good work, Juice. And the next time you do call in, if I have anything else, I'll call back.
All right, much love. Thank you for reaching out.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
I forgot her name. I meant to say her. Meant to say her name, but I totally blanked it out. I was looking at this video. I got to start remembering. Try to remember some of you guys' names. But shouts to her reaching out. I mean, that was good information too, because Ashley Banfield did say that, and thanks to Angie bringing it to our attention as well. She did bring that up. She said that the blood that appeared outside was identical to the blood that appeared inside, which I thought was very interesting as well. Look at that. But you could just tell looking at the video in real time how old that blood looks, and it's really, really interesting to see that way. Wow. And this is one of the only videos that are out there that you can really stumble across and find the actual footage of the blood. Whoever has this footage took it down, I think. Or maybe it's still up, but it doesn't pop up when you look for the blood. This is really good. But for those of you guys that haven't seen this, yeah, the blood starts right here, literally at the steps. And remember, they put that shirt out there. That's a shirt of Nancy's, and I think that was for the cadaver dogs to help them, pick up Nancy's scent. I don't really know how far they took those dogs either. Nikki, was it Nikki that called? Yes, it was Nikki. That's right. Much love, Nikki. Thanks for calling in. What a wonderful video. I mean, this video's, the fact that he went through all these days, found all this footage. I know this has taken so much time, but as days have gone on, he's probably just kind of just jocking this all down. Great footage here.
There he is, prime suspect in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. See this guy right here, Tommaso Cioni. He is a rock star. Plays in a band. There he is in the center with his bandmates. I found a clip of them playing in a band. You want to hear a song? You want to hear his band? Let's play.
It looks like that's at Club Congress or something like that. I'm not too sure where exactly that's at. Such an interesting video with all the... Let me answer this.
Call from
Juanita.
Hey.
to accept, press 1.
It's Juice. Is that you, Juanita?
It's Juanita.
Hey, what's up, Juanita?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Hey, good. Waking up from a nap.
Oh, it must be nice.
Listen, I wanted to give you 2 pieces of information that a lot of the your viewers have been asking about. Regarding the water treatment area that they keep referring to, whoever is trying to get YouTubers out there is trying to basically set people up for an arrest.
Oh, no.
Because those facilities, those water facilities in the area are used for water treatment to serve the homes around the area. And there's about like 4 of them around that radius.
Yeah.
Okay. And yes, it is a felony to get anywhere near it. There are more cameras around that facility than there are at a casino.
Jeez.
So if anybody would have ever attempted to get in there, they would have been already, it would have already been known. There would have been already a report, an investigation, and so forth. Also, flying a drone above it is also illegal because,
wow.
Think about it, they are protecting the water source that is actually technically drinking water for all of those homes, as well as every other water use, right?
Yeah.
And so it's very critical that they maintain a pretty secure and safe perimeter around it to protect the citizens.
Isn't they said? I think they say something like that. It would be federal if you enter there or something like that.
That's correct. The felony, correct.
Yeah, I think I heard that on that. I think that girl.
Absolutely.
Whoever.
Water is protected by federal law.
Yeah.
So anything having to do with water, or from water rights to water distribution and all of that.
Dang.
And so if you hear it around or whatever, just kind of maybe either clear the record or just whisper in other YouTubers, don't go anywhere near it.
Okay.
And I can tell you from firsthand because I was an officer with a phone company. So we dealt with all utilities all the time.
Right. So we had like joint use for every single. That's how I know all the right of ways in that area. When the searchers were going, I was telling them, yeah, you can be here, you can't be there. You can walk through this path, you can't walk through that path because I know the all the right of way usage and the utilities, the phone utilities out in that area were pretty much my responsibility. When I was a young engineer there, prior to going up the and hitting the glass ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
climbing the ladder until I hit that glass ceiling. So anyway, so I 23 years experience with them pretty much taught me everything there is to know about utilities. And I can tell you that when it comes to water, telephone, cable TV, power, they're all protected. And anybody messing with any of them is a felony.
I
Oh,
believe it too.
also manholes. Never, ever, ever try to pop a manhole. Number one, you're endangering yourself because there's all these gases that are building up under there. So normally there's a requirement by OSHA to purge the manholes before you
Mm-hmm.
lift the covers. I mean,
Wow.
that lid can just like you could move that lid a little bit, and if there's enough gases and pressure, that lid, and you know how that lid is really thick and metal. Well, that thing could fly up and smash your face, and it has happened. And it has happened to workers actually, utility workers. So, and on top of that, it's illegal. Anybody lifting any manhole covers is going to get a felony,
Okay.
especially when they're filming it, because they're kind
Yeah.
of filming their own crime.
Wow. That's good to know.
Right?
See, Juanita knows. You always. I mean, criminals always tell me all the little insights that you kind of give us too. So I know you
Well,
got a lot of
I'm trying to
information.
help you
No,
all.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to help you all to, stir away. And right now, there's so much.
Yeah, and
And
I.
then the second thing, they asked today about the telephone box, for like what they believe was a disruption of the internet.
Yeah.
When JLR purchased, well, first of all, that box was nowhere near the driveway, Nancy's driveway. It was further down on, I don't remember if it was Mirabal or, uh, it was one of the other streets, but it was not like right by her driveway.
Yeah.
So like, there's no vehicle would have hit it. But when JLR did report it right away, Alex, Arizona researcher, and Monkey, Righteous Monkey, we were all together. And so we went right over there. I knew exactly where it was. And I still have my old tool bag. So I'm able to lock up those boxes. And being a retired officer, I have, I have the permission, but I still call it in. I call in and I talk to the dispatchers there at the phone company and say, hey, I've got this box. I give them the location. I identify it, and they ask me if any of the wires were severed, and I looked at them and I said, no, it looks complete. And they said, okay, lock it up. And so I locked it up. I used the tools, closed it up. It had not been hit by a vehicle. It had not been, um, damaged at all.
Yeah, it seems like that it's completely out the way. I wouldn't think a car would have hit that, and it's like you said, it's not nowhere near Nancy. So, well, it's near,
No,
but it's
and,
not.
right. And a lot of times what they'll do is try to open it. Well, there's a special like tool that we call a key to open it. It looks a little bit like a wrench, but it's got a sunken. It's just special for those boxes. And what happens a lot of time is the technician will be in a hurry, like if it's almost their quitting hour or lunchtime, and
Mm-hmm.
they've been working there to make the connection of the wires, and they just for some reason it slips their mind to press that box or the door far enough in so that it links, it grabs on the hatch so that it doesn't fly open later on. Because sometimes if you didn't push it in far enough, it didn't latch on, and
Yeah.
so you could just grab the doors from the top and open them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it looked like that thing. It didn't look like that thing could close because all those wires hanging out of it to me when I first saw it. But
Right. That box had approximately 500 pairs. A pair makes a phone line or an internet service. And so if it's 500, that means it was feeding about 250 people there, or 250 lines. Um, and so all of it, all the connectors and everything that I could inspect were all fine. It is just like I think that a lot of times what they'll do is like if they are able to pull that door open, they just look to see if they're going to find big pieces of copper. They're assuming that it might be some source of copper that they could sell, but the copper is so minimal in those wires because they're so thin that it's not worth taking them.
yeah,
They're not going to get much for it.
that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, I was wondering. I never knew where that box was at. I never really paid attention, though. I'm pretty sure I passed there probably multiple times, but I never really paid much attention to really see where it was at. Because
Yeah.
once they debunked it and they were saying that it wasn't, because I think initially they were thinking that it was. There could have been a reason. That could have been the reason why the Wi-Fi went down, but
No, but see that wouldn't have made any sense because they
no.
would have needed to have known every single pair that had an internet service on it, and they're not marked differently than voids, right?
Yeah.
So it would have been very difficult. And most of the people that really, the phone company internet service up there is very slow. So most people end up getting the cable modem internet,
Mm-hmm.
or they end up with Starlink. I think that's their choices up there. They have Cox or they have Starlink. And
Yeah.
that's another thing is like the whole area. You'll notice like in your area you only have access
It's a
to
certain. Yeah.
certain providers. That's also something regulated for fairness, so that it's not a monopoly that one provider is taking over the whole city. So what they do is that they license who can provide services in what area.
Yeah, that makes sense because I used to work for DirecTV, and it went based on your address for whatever provider's available in your area. So
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
that
And then
makes
they even
perfect
do the
sense.
same thing with like now they even do it like with games, like if there's a blackout on a game, it's because of the fact that where you're at, you're not able to get, like you're going to have to pay for the service because it's a blackout because some other provider is selling that service. So they can't be giving it away free when somebody is already paid to get the rights for that game. So it kind of works similar like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's crazy.
Yeah, you got any questions on either one of those or anything else regarding
No,
utilities?
not that I could think of. No, because I was kind of pretty aware of what went on. Sometimes people just reach out and they want me to check. I dang sure for sure wouldn't walk on the in that water area because I already know what to expect from that. I already knew once, and I when I watched the video, it said it all. I mean, they they
Right.
it says
I
that
mean, there's
if you
enough
walk, it's
signage there.
yeah,
And then they even have the audible, so like if you were to bridge that, so what happens a lot of times, like in a home, they have an alarm system, right? But when the alarm goes off, and you've seen it when you're out there, you have no idea which house is the one ringing, right? You're like, okay, I hear an alarm, but I don't know where it's coming from.
yep. I couldn't figure it
Um,
out the last time I heard it.
right. And that's one of the biggest problems that people have with their alarm system is they think that that's just going to help with the audible, but in essence, nobody knows which house it is. So Like a lot of times, well, I had my own company after I retired from the phone company doing security systems, and we used to do we also used to do the lights, the flashers on top, two blue lights on top of the house. Now you know which one's the one that's going off.
Wow. I
And
did
the
not
same thing
know
with
that.
that water company. If they were to bridge that water company, the amount, I mean, the light, that thing would light up like a stadium on steroids.
Jeez.
So I know for a fact that I can pretty much comfortably say that that's not a place that they would have taken her to.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think so either.
So, all right. Well, thanks. I love the show you had late at night. This is a great idea.
Yeah, I figured to, take some calls, pick people's brains, see what they think, let them tell me what they think as far as their theory or just anything regarding the case, maybe
And
try to
it's a
dig up
nice
some type
service
of
you provide.
information.
Yeah, that's a nice service you're providing too, because people just need to talk.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah.
they're seeing all of this, and their head is going fast, and their emotions. So thank you for doing that. That's really awesome.
Hey, thanks for calling, Juanita. I appreciate you reaching
All right,
out. That was some stuff I
have a
needed to
good
know
one.
too. Hey, thank you.
Take care.
See you later. Juanita calling in, man. Much love, Juanita. She's so smart though. She knows a lot, man. She would shock you with all the information that she has, and she knows. It's crazy. Yeah, I was just kind of having a conversation with her, looking at all these videos too. I mean, it's crazy to look at all of what this person was able to save and put it all in order. This is great. This is awesome for the person that put this together. He reached out, and I think he actually asked if it was okay that that he post our videos or use our content to make this video or whatever. And I thought it was a great idea. I was like, yeah, man, go right ahead. But shout out Juanita. We appreciate you a lot. You've been helpful. Criminal Network's always telling me little information that you have that you always share with him. So thanks a lot, Juanita.
Call from
Misty.
It's Juice.
Hey, so I have a little bit of a theory here off of what everybody's saying. So when we saw her house on TV, it was completely clean. And she was showing Savannah how to make a bed. And it was better than military people make a bed. So, of course, her house would have been immaculate.
Yeah.
Now,
Go ahead.
Now, people on blood thinners are always cold. And if she had a problem with walking, she wouldn't be able to make it that far that quick, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But now, what if she was drugged before she was taken home? Then now think about yourself being drugged or drunk. Your head spinning. You're in a hurry to get in the door. You're trying to do things. Then maybe you would open the door to get some air. That would explain why you didn't take your medicine, because you thought, oh, I'm going to lay here for a second and then I'll get up and take my medicine.
Yeah, it's a big possibility. I mean, I think she could have been lowered in to the door somehow, some way too.
And then if that happened, they would have put her in something, whether it be a tarp or a blanket, carry her out the front door, and then you're starting to come back to, you cough up, and then all of a sudden you're bleeding. You have blood coming out your mouth and out your nose, and it's going all over the place because you're coming back to, you passed out, so to speak,
So you think that she could have just like scratched herself along the way or something because of the blood thinners?
I think that when they dropped her off, she had already been drugged, so her head was pretty much spinning and whatnot.
Yeah.
like she was drunk.
That's a
You
good
know,
theory.
so she probably laid on top of her bed, not underneath the covers, thinking, oh, I'm just going to lay here for a minute. The room's spinning, so I'll lay here for a minute, then I'll get up and do what I need to do. She probably, sped her up a little bit, gave her adrenaline to get into the house a little bit quicker to lay down.
Yeah,
And
that's
then once they went to take her out the door, they're carrying her, and they probably have her over their shoulder or something. And so when she starts, like coming back to, like what's, I'm moving, really moving, she starts coughing or gets a bloody nose, and the blood's now behind their shoulders, so they're not stepping in her blood as she's coming out the door because she's over the back of them.
Yeah, I think I think that's one way that they could have carried her out. I think either they, and if it was, especially if it was one person, because sometimes I feel like it was just one person that did this. I think that would have been the only way he could have carried her out, besides using something. But yeah, I think that's a possibility for sure. It's definitely possible.
And most people that are on blood thinners would not leave their door open, especially, you're on a blood thinner, you're always cold.
Yeah.
So you're not going to leave your door open. And I'm telling you now, I use a walker. It would take me longer than 2 minutes to get from the car door to inside that house, unless there was a reason, I felt nauseous. I felt, something's going to have to speed her up to get her in that door.
Yeah, I mean, and then
in 2 minutes.
And then just for her to get out of the car alone, I think that would have taken it easily, if not, easily over a minute. Easily.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I transfer patients every single day, and just transferring them takes time. And when you get older, you don't really move right away. You sit there for a minute and think about it, and then you do what you got to do. But yeah, it was just too quick for me. A 2-minute gap in between the garage door opening and closing. I think that there's a really good possibility that they just pressed it, waited for 2 minutes or so, and then closed it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that makes me feel like this was staged.
Tommaso is neglectful. There's no way he should have ever let her even attempt to walk in the house.
I agree. And logically, you would get out and you would help her into the house. You wouldn't just watch her walk in knowing that she's a fall risk.
Exactly.
Yeah, otherwise you're responsible for that.
Because his DNA is not going to stand out. His DNA should be all over that house.
Yeah, and if they really did, that's a very good point.
The house is immaculate. Well, it was always immaculate when she lived there. She, you could tell that from the videos on TV. And by the way she made her bed.
Yeah. That's a very good point. So that doesn't
stand out,
Yeah, and I think that could be helpful if he would have came out and spoke. That's probably one thing I would have said if I would have came out and spoke. I would have said, you know what, my DNA better be in that house, because we care for her, we take care of her, we're there all the time. But he, obviously he hasn't said anything, but I mean, his DNA should be in the house. It should be in the house regardless. Exactly. And I find it, I don't know what to think about that. If it turns out that his DNA doesn't even turn up in that house at all, that's going to be kind of weird.
That would be very weird.
That's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up. Interesting.
So that was all I had to say. I think Tommaso's in on it somehow, but 2 and 2 it's not making, it's not adding up here. It's just not adding up here.
Yeah, nothing's adding up.
For her house to be clean, that's normal. You could tell she was a clean old lady. So, of course, their house is going to be clean. Of course, Tommaso's DNA is going to be in the house.
But
that's a given.
Immaculate after a perp just went in there is just, that's disturbing.
But if it was a perp that had already drugged her and knew that she was going to be unconscious pretty much, like I said, if you would have come home from the bar and you're drunk, your head's spinning, you might leave the door open to get a little bit of air, lay down on the bed, and think, okay, I'm going to shut the door in a second. I'm just going to get myself together. And then the next thing you know, you pass out.
But I mean, if she was there that night, they would have had to knock down something or do something. I would think. I mean, he didn't. He was taking his time though. So
why would he have had to have knocked anything down or done anything? Because he would have had keys to the house.
Well, I just feel like he would have had a difficult time carrying her out. But like you said, if she was dragged out, you know, that would have made it a lot easier removing her from the house. But I don't know. I just feel like something would have left something behind. But then again, he could have did it.
But anything that he would have left behind would have looked natural.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, the house is probably already clean.
And then once she gets to the front door and she realizes that she's actually moving and she coughs or, whatever, then the blood's coming out and hitting the ground, and they're already ahead of her, whether they're carrying her or pulling her in a wagon. They're ahead of her, so their footsteps aren't going to be in there.
Yeah. Yep, I think I was kind of saying that too. Long as I guess not really, but yeah, I truly feel like if she wasn't carried out, that they would have somehow stepped on that blood or something.
And also, if you watch Monk's videos, I don't know if you watch his.
Oh yeah, Monk and Treek all the time.
Yeah, he went and he found a tire that kind of that could have matched the blood stain, where everybody thought it was a footprint.
Yeah.
He found a tire on a wagon that would have matched that.
Yeah, I saw that video, and he also was showing the tire marks that he thinks that I guess he didn't necessarily say he thought that, but he was just kind of giving us a theory that there's a big possibility that those tire tracks we see were from the dolly. But they went all the way out to the street, so I don't really think they would have carried her that far.
Else would have left, it would have been a lot of DNA all over that place.
Yeah.
But Tommaso's DNA all over that place would be normal.
It should be. You would think so. But if they don't even find his DNA at all, I mean, there should be some type of DNA coming back to. Yeah, I mean, they should have some type of DNA coming back to Annie, and Tommaso.
But, and another thing was Tommaso in there for the 46 minutes or whatever, looking for the paperwork for power of attorney or for will or for anything like that to get rid of that so that couldn't be proven.
Seems like not. I mean, what else is crazy too? I wonder if, that blood at the front, if it was Annie's, it would still come back as Nancy. Somebody was asking that, but I don't know how that would work. I'm assuming that they would still be able to figure out if that was kind of off topic, but I'm assuming they would be able to figure out who specifically that blood is. But I found that interesting too, just to bring it to mind. I know it's not something you were saying, but it just came to mind. But I wonder
I don't think it was Annie. I think her and Tommaso were involved, but I don't think that was Annie's blood. I think that was legitimately Nancy's blood.
Do you think they were there that night?
Oh yeah. Layers you have on. You're going to leave some kind of DNA. If they don't find no other DNA besides theirs, there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
With the bite light and everything else, you would have left some kind of DNA.
A lot of people think he drooled or something like that, but I don't think he did.
Well, I mean, I've tried it myself. Put something in your mouth for that long, even 2 minutes. Put something in your mouth. You're going to drool. Trying to keep your mouth open to have something inside of it and have your mouth stuck open, you're bound to drool.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, who knows if he took it out at one point in time? We don't know. I mean, but yeah, I think.
Even if he didn't take it out, that would be more of a reason that he would drool because it would be in his mouth. If you try and leave your mouth open for that long, you're going to drool.
Yeah, and that's also one reason why they should have kept it a crime scene a lot longer because I mean they would have
Much
been
longer.
yeah, and they would have had more time to do that. Even though I think spit on the floor, Jewel would be probably well would it'd be microscopic, so it'd be really tough to find it. But I'm sure they have the tools that they could use to do something that could start that could bring that type of stuff to light. Kind of like the way they do blood. I think they would use like a black light to see blood. For like blood stains, but yeah, that's interesting.
So that's just my idea as to what could have happened or
Yeah.
might have happened, or it doesn't make sense for anybody else to be able to get in there and out of there with no DNA trace.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think if anything, the guy at the front door was probably there to remove the front camera, and that was his only job. Remove the front camera, go get the car. Let me know when you're back. If it was more than one person, then that's all he was there to do. He wasn't there to go inside, because if he went inside, then that's more DNA.
Yeah, I find that interesting. I find that very interesting. That's a good point. Wow. I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bunch of I don't knows and a bunch of question marks. I just hope we get enough
It is.
information soon that'll really help us really understand what went on that night. At least know that Nancy made it home for sure that night. Because a garage
I
door
think
opening
that-
and closing is not enough.
It's not. It's really not. And
Yeah.
part of me at first was like, she didn't make it home because she would have taken her 10 o'clock medicine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they had to have got her home, because if they wouldn't have got her home, then her cell phone and everything else that they're going to ping wouldn't have tracked at her house. It would have tracked at their house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So 9 times out of 10, if you walk into your house, you're connected to your Wi-Fi, you're connected to your, whatever at your house. If you go to Walmart, you can connect to Walmart Wi-Fi, if you go wherever. So she was probably connected to her Wi-Fi at home, so they have proof that she was at home to make them not look guilty.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at one point they may have even taken her back over there if she never made it home, just so she could connect to that to her devices if they didn't already have them with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, I mean, like I said, you've seen the TV show, you've seen how her bed was made. Most military don't even make their bed that tight and crisp. So if she makes her bed like that, her house is clean.
Yeah, I think it comes from like a nursing background. I think nurses, that's how they train you. At least that's what they trained me when I was doing like CNA training. They teach you how to have that specific fold at the corner of the bed. It's a really neat way to do a bed. But yeah, it seemed like from what we could see, her home was kept really clean.
Yeah. But you're going to move faster if you feel like, when you're drunk, just say you yourself got drunk one night and, you go home, you're going to try and get to that bed to lay down as quick as you can to make the room stop spinning.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
So, and Savannah's saying she was in pajamas or whatever. We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know what she was in.
Yeah.
But that, to me, that's the only thing that really would make sense. Because any other way, there would be some kind of DNA left.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, I hope so. I mean, but unfortunately, it's not a crime scene anymore. So
Yeah.
it's like whatever we have now is all we have. And I keep saying this. I don't think it would hurt if they went back and made it a crime scene again. I don't think
It should have never been not a crime scene.
No, I agree.
And you can't believe anything that comes out of Nanos's mouth. You really can't.
Not a single word.
And he says that he involved the FBI day one. Well, then how come the FBI had to go back on day 4 or whatever it was to do their look of the house? Nobody lived in the house. There was no reason to release it.
Not at all. And I think that was one of the things that was gold about this case, that was that something that linked over in their favor, that they should have took full advantage of.
Yes. So I don't know. I just think that they took that long because they were looking for some kind of paperwork or something to that they needed as far as paperwork or some kind of file or something like that, because nothing worth value was missing. None of her stuff appeared to be missing. But was she in the process of changing her will because they kept borrowing money or they kept needing money or whatever? So did she do something like that and they were trying to get rid of the proof that that was happening?
It's possible. It's possible. I don't look past it at all. 'Cause like I said, I think Nancy was her backbone for was Annie and Tommaso's backbone.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was what I had thought. So I was just calling to let you ponder on that for a minute, and maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something, but that's where my head's at right now.
Well, thanks for calling in and sharing that with me. I appreciate that. I will definitely
Yep,
keep
you
that
have a
in
good
mind.
night and keep up the good work.
You too. Thanks for calling.
Goodbye.
Man, shouts to everybody stopping by and giving me a call. I appreciate it. I love hearing all these theories based on this case. It's been interesting. I missed some of the chat due to the phone call. Sorry, guys. I got to catch up, man. Josie, big welcome. Says good morning. Good morning. Josie, I hope I said your name right. 86 Criminal, by the way, welcome. Making things up again. Uh-oh. Who's making stuff up? Porch guy walked up all calm. He could have pulled this off on his own. Yeah. I think so, too. I don't look past that. People keep saying that. It has to be more than one, but I think it's one person is highly capable, for sure.
Call from
Heather.
Heather. It's Juice.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. It's so good to talk to you. I've seen you out there. My name is Heather. I'm calling from Georgia.
Nice to meet you, Heather.
And thank you for all that you're doing. I wanted to talk to you about the picture that I saw you post about the car at the end of the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. And now I'm ashamed that I haven't seen it before the 100 days like somebody else had to point it out because I've looked at that perp picture so often. But now I went back and watched, and I was wondering if you had two Monk's Intrigues inverted video that he posted on his channel.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a great video.
It is. Okay, so now when I watch it, I can see like two glowing objects kind of moving back and forth around that car. And so then I was like, what is that?
Now, before we get into the latest finding.
So I go back to the other pictures of perp on the porch, and I swear my husband and I see another guy dressed in the same outfit leaning up against that vehicle out there.
People keep saying that. I don't see that part.
Oh my gosh. I wish I had the technology like you do to screen share with you, but
Yes. Okay. So you're looking at that glowing part of the picture of the headlights and the grill, right?
Yep.
And you're looking at the driver's side of the vehicle, and you can see like a lighter, darker, and then lighter. So it looks like it's someone standing there, like leaning up against the car. Um, if I may say so, it kind of almost looks like he's like leaning up against somebody. Like maybe he is like somebody else has bent over the car or on the car like he drew, but
Would
it
you
looks like he's leaning up against somebody.
would you say that's where my arrow is at right now, or where do you think that?
I think I have a delay on my TV.
Yeah, it might take you some time
Um,
to see it, but while we're talking, if you catch it, where
oh
my
yeah, yeah,
arrow is
yeah.
at.
Okay, so go back with your arrow and hold it for a second. Okay, so yeah, right
You know,
there.
that was, I have to tell you, that was a very smart idea because I'm sitting here editing and I'm like, how did Monk invert this video? I'm trying to figure out like how can I invert this? I want to see if I can see more if I change the settings and play with the colors. Lo and
Yes,
behold, I could
sir.
have just did this the entire time. I could have just went to Monk's video, to see the inverted version and then took it from there, just to see.
Okay,
But
so
wow.
if you play that video, what makes it easier to see? If you play the
Go.
video and like when he's walking up there and then he goes back and he's picking up those flowers or weeds or what have you, you can see those little glowing spots moving around.
Yeah.
Like if you zoom in on that area, you see something moving. And I've called on JLR's channel several times, and I think it's two people dressed in the same outfit, and that just like backs it up for me.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
and people
So
keep
this
pointing
and
out that the perp in that picture that they have on supposedly it's supposed to be on January 11th, that he seems to have like a more of a belly than the actual
yeah,
guy that we see, in real time on the ring camera. But I don't
right.
know. I don't know.
It to me, but other people are so educated with this. I just don't know about technology that they do. I just wouldn't thought that a ring camera would distort somebody's body frame. But to me, they have two different frames. I don't know specifically they are. I can say that I think it looks like so and so and so and so, but for sure, I think they have two different frames. Even in the way that their hands are naturally posed, to me, it is a little different. But I don't know. It took me 100 days just to see the car at the end of the driveway.
Yeah, he does have like that weird that hand. It's like something's wrong with the hand on the left hand.
Yeah, like a
Um,
trigger finger or something.
yeah, it's really odd. And then Nanos is he's got like that type of when they approached him the other day, people were talking about the hand. I think that was the first thing that came to mind because he's got a weird hand, like something's wrong with the hand. But we could be wrong. That may be just how he's holding the hand. But a lot of people have been talking about that with Nanos, but I don't think it's Nanos, but it could be. You never know. But
So, so what about this? Um, I don't know how, I don't want to take up too much of your time,
you're all right.
but um, what about if the family had gotten a letter, gotten a call, Savannah, or maybe it's with Cameron with his history in the military, and they were going to do something awful. They threatened, And so the family said, "Oh my God, let's protect our mama. And mama, we're going to make it look like you're already kidnapped, so nobody comes after you." And she's like, "What? No, I don't want to leave my home, or all of that." And I said, "No, we're going to take you to this really nice place in Mexico." And she decides to do it, for her family, to help protect her family. And she has a birthday dinner Thursday. She has a game night with her friends on Friday. She sees her family for the last time Saturday.
Yeah.
Nano says, "Hey, I'll help you cover it up." So he sends his people out there that don't know how to investigate. And then they have the pool cleaner, the landscapers. I don't know how often the pool cleaner comes out there now, or the landscapers, but I was really surprised to see them so soon when the property was released.
Yeah, it's like, and it's also too, like, I mean, I get it. There's the work being done around the house, but they shouldn't be allowed around the house either if we're not allowed around the house. I feel like
Right.
the
Like, have
same
you
thing applies.
ever seen anything like that? You know what I'm saying? Like any other case handled like that in Tucson? I mean, I
No.
live in Macon, Georgia, and I don't think they really solve crimes the best either, but I've just never seen anybody release a property like that, just to let all of these people come in and clean. I mean, the closest thing we have to that is the people that can come in and clean blood, or stuff like that, can come in
Yeah.
afterwards.
And
But
going back to because you had said something about the, if there's a chance that they, tried to protect their mom because she was in harm's way for the most part. Someone was trying to kill her or something like that. I find it difficult, and well, unless you consider Savannah not knowing about it, and being on board with any of that, then yeah. But when you see Savannah emotional the way she is, it's hard to say that, they did this to try to protect her from somebody. But that's only if you think that Savannah doesn't know about anything, really, I guess, but about, them doing
no,
that.
you're right.
Just
Yeah,
because
you're
she's been
right.
so emotional, so.
It's very authentic, isn't it? Very authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That really just blows that theory out the water completely. I just sound like a wackadoodle. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
But
I always
but
keep that in
as an
mind.
option, like I feel like at every angle, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the only thing that brought me there was that everything's been fudged up with everything about this investigation. Like, nobody seems to care. Like, what in the world? NDA's been signed by the entire neighborhood or something, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's
But I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Go ahead. I was trying to listen to you.
Well, thank you so much. And I just wanted to help point out those people walking around the car.
Yeah, I appreciate you
Uh-huh.
trying to bringing that to my attention, because that really just gave me an idea. I really didn't think about going on the inverted video and seeing what I could see from there, because I've always wanted to see if I inverted the video to see what comes to light, even more. And you even see, looking at it now, I see like little black spots, and then where you're talking about, where I think you're talking about, it does almost look like there is someone standing next to a car. I just wish he would have inverted the part and let it play. Because there's a specific part where the car really shows up good, but I don't think I don't know if he let that part play. I was trying to find that part. Oh, maybe this one's okay, a good one.
Maybe. Well, I'm sure he would do it for you if you reached out to him.
Maybe. You
Send it
never
to
know.
you.
That might be a good idea. Yeah, I might.
Yeah, for sure he would. He seems like, he's really nice like that. Maybe we'll take a closer look at it too. Maybe when he inverted it, he didn't even notice movement back there because everybody's been focused on that area of the porch.
Yeah, we have. We've been trying to notice other things on the perp rather than looking to see what may appear behind him. This one's tough because this inverted video actually doesn't bring it to life as much, maybe with the car specifically, but people around it, I am seeing that a little bit more.
Like a glow. You could just see stuff moving back there, like looking for.
Yeah.
But you that's what highlights the movement for me, to be like, okay, what's there? And then I went to that other guy's picture on that 503 Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go to his picture, I'm like, okay, what could that be that I saw moving in Monk's Intrigue? And then that's how I saw the guy with the lighter pants and darker jacket leaned up against the car.
Yeah. Man, I really wish I could see what you're seeing back there. I can see that. See, I got the regular one up here before he actually inverts it, but it's so hard. It's still hard for me to make it out.
Yeah. It's when he is bending down, like looking, when he's like bent over.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can find that part real quick.
Yes, sir.
I don't. I think I just was on it a second ago. I just missed it.
Oh, wait.
Hey, Concern, thanks for the $20 super chat, by the way. I appreciate that. He says, thanks, Juice. Your heart and your mind are surely in the right place as we continue to find answers. Glad I found your channel. Lunch is on the way. On me today. Much love. He says, have a blessed day. Make sure you get some rest. Much love. I appreciate that, Concern. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I thought I had it on that part where he was kind of bending down, and I think I lost the spot, or maybe there's not. And there's a part where he's bent down where it's inverted.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that's where I saw it because I kept seeing something moving.
Yeah, I don't see it. Boy, that's going to bother me because I thought that I just had it paused at one point in time when the perp was like bent down.
I'm remembering it correctly. Let me see if I took a screenshot.
I swear I see movement back there. Here, I'm going to play this one back. You'll probably see it right here. And it's great that this is slowed down. Wow, I don't know what that is. Here, watch. I'm going to zoom in on this real quick.
Okay.
This is interesting.
Sorry about the delay.
No, you're good.
How much of a delay it is.
You're good.
I still see you talking on the screen, so.
You're all right. It's all right. I got plenty of time. I'm gonna put the arrow on this here, but I gotta play it one more time though to see when it to make sure I'm putting the arrow in the right place. That is so odd.
Do you see it moving?
Yes.
Something moving? Mm-hmm.
That is so odd. All right, I'm zooming in. I'm going to put the arrow nice and big in the specific area to kind of look at here. And I think this is in the right spot. Let me see. Let's play it through. Yeah, so right there.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, back to the porch. I don't see your arrow yet.
You'll see it in a minute.
See the porch again. Pause. It's like around that little black spot, I think. I still don't see your arrow, though.
I think it's coming. You might be a little bit more delayed than I think, but there's a little black area that appears, and it comes up and then it goes away. But even right next to it, there's a little black dot that appears too, right next to that area.
Okay, so I still don't see your arrow, but you know that little black dot? Oh, wait, I think I just saw your arrow moving at -15, spinning. Okay, so I don't see your arrow still. Oh, wait. Yeah, so I think you've got it zoomed in now. Yes. You see that little black dot that appears and
Yeah.
moves around?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's what I saw, and I was like, well, what in the world is that coming from? So you see it moving around, and that's what made me look for somebody. And you know that picture that guy drew out for you, he sees someone laying on the car differently than I do. Like I see somebody that's more like folded in half, like, and another person is behind them. I mean, I don't even know how else to say it, the juice, and other than saying it, it kind of looks like they're
You just say it. You're
almost
okay.
out, okay, like doggy style almost.
Yeah, yeah. I figured that's what you're getting at. Yeah, I mean, maybe so. Yeah, it does look like somebody's linked over and somebody's behind that person. But it's like I don't want to believe it, but I do, because it's like you see, it's like pixelated. So I almost feel like sometimes I'm just seeing things and it's not real. But at the same
Like
time, I
your
want to go with
Matrix
my
dream.
gut. Yeah, because it's like what you know, your first instinct is usually right.
So when you go back and look at the other perp pictures and stuff like that on the porch, and you find some that are better pixelated, I guess. You know, forgive my ignorance on the terms, but
No, you're all right.
look for the same outfit that the perch is wearing, the lighter pants, the darker top, and it's almost look like they have something on their head too. You know, that makes it darker, or maybe it's just because they're further away from the ring camera or something, and you see them like hunched over, and almost like they do got their arm on something, like either a body or something on the hood, or you know, something like they're kind of moving their arm up, their left arm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, am I matrixing now? You know, but
So
you
tough.
know, my husband's a sweetie, but he don't agree with me on everything if he don't see it.
Of course not. Of course not. That's how it goes for us
Yeah.
both ways, though. So I understand. It's tough. It's tough to make it out what we really see. Like, it really is. It's so difficult.
Okay,
But
well,
I will keep looking at this. I'll keep messing with the settings, because I've been kind of messing with settings in my. I've got this editing app for videos on. I think it's Adobe Pro is what it's called. So I'm gonna keep messing around with it. Eventually, I'll learn how to invert and mess with the settings even more. So I'm gonna probably do that more so sometime this upcoming week. So thank you for
Yes,
sharing that
sir.
with me. I appreciate that.
thank you for taking time out to listen, and I'm going to stay
Anytime.
tuned to see if I see some better clarity with it, because I'm looking towards you for guidance.
Hey, I'm here for it if you need it. So I appreciate you reaching out.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Much love.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, much love. Shout out to her tuning in and reaching out. It was cool because it didn't even come to mind about the inverted version, because well, I didn't even think about it, but Sleuth was the one. I'm not Sleuth. I'm sorry. Monk Intrigue. He was the one who inverted the video, and I was sitting here wasting all this time trying to think of, well, not wasting time, because I'm gonna figure it out, and I think there's some other settings I need to make adjustments to, because Monk's inverted video is there's probably too much brightness going on in it, and I need to darken it up as far as the contrast. So I think I'm just glad she brought that up, because now I could go look at his video and see if I see anything that might be brought to light more because it's inverted. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, and I'm gonna eventually figure out how to invert it. I just have to figure out what that specific setting is called to invert the video. Concern, thanks for the $10 super chat, man. He says, how could the perp be so blind to the front door camera when he was already there weeks before? That keeps bothering me. Did he or did they want porch perp to be seen? Just doesn't sit with me right. Much love for the $10 super chat. Well, that goes back to what the lady was saying on the call to me. Is one of the things that she was mentioning earlier, and I know you probably weren't around at the time, but she did say, and this was in reference to who she spoke to, which was a guy that was a former homicide detective, which is her brother-in-law. He stated that there's a, he thinks that this video footage that we're seeing was not only staged, but it could have been also put out there amongst the FBI as a lie. It might not just be whatever we have. It might not be all that true. There's a big possibility that it's not true. That what's going on here. That they could just be doing this. So at some point in time, the person that is responsible for this falls for the trap, if that makes sense. So this may not even have happened on that night. They've really yet to really confirm with us that this is really the actual night. They've yet to confirm with the video, with the still photo that's on January 11th. Hey, yeah, it's been confirmed, but they really haven't proved that that's that night. So, I thought that was interesting that she brought that up and said that, because, she made it clear, and I believe it, and I've heard of it, that law enforcement will lie to you. They will lie. And she also made it clear that it's not illegal either. But I don't know about you, but have you ever lied to somebody and then you were like, you weren't really lying to lie, you were lying to see what they were going to say? Well, I have. And I think that's part of what they might be doing. And I think they're protecting the case as well. But I could be wrong, guys. I could be wrong. I'm just saying, that's don't overlook that, because they really could have everything that they need and lying to us right now. And all they need is that little bit of piece of information, and boom, they're gonna put the nail in the coffin. Because she also said the DA is the one that makes that last call. They're the ones who really actually confirm, okay, yeah, they're cleared. Really, it's not up to Nanos at the end of the day who can clear a potential suspect. It's really, it comes down to the DA. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. This video, it may be legitimate. I think it honestly is, but it may not be the actual day that Nancy went missing, for all we know. Supposedly they pulled it from the Ring camera, and FBI says it is the day. At least that's what sources say. That this was the night that she was taken. But I do keep in mind that the FBI or law enforcement could definitely be lying about something. I honestly, this guy has on the same exact outfit. I can't say that this wasn't a different night, and I can't say it was, but I truly think that there's a good chance that this was the same night that we see the perp in the surveillance video here. Although I could be wrong. But sometimes I wonder, even if this January 11th still photo on the right side here is the same night. It's crazy. And I get it. It's a still photo, so it's much tougher to figure out, what really looked different that night, because it's so dark in the background on the still photo here, because this is the actual video, this is the still photo. It makes it difficult to even compare it. But people keep pointing out the fact that the perp has a big belly in the still photo versus the, actual video. I want to just see it in real time real quick. Let's just pull this up real quick. Righteous Monkey in the building. What up, Righteous Monkey? Good to see you, man. Much love, man. He says, shout out the Juice Gang. Hit that like button. Much love, man. Big salute to those of you guys coming in and tuning in and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. If you haven't gave the video a thumbs up, man, feel free to give it a thumbs up. It's free. And subscribe if you're just tuning in and you're enjoying this. I figured, we might just be leaning into like a late night show where we just only take calls during the nighttime, keep it boots on the ground during the day, or reporting at Nancy's, whatever you want to call it, however you see it. But I think this might be all right, just taking calls late at night, because I really don't have much to do when I'm always up this late. I'm always up till 4 or 5 in the morning, even on work nights. But much love, Righteous Monkey, man. Make sure y'all go check him out. Go subscribe. Righteous Monkey actually interviewed me the other day. For those of you guys that don't know, so I encourage you guys to go check it out. I was skeptical. I'm not gonna lie, whether or not it was gonna be a good.
I didn't get the name.
Turn out to be a good interview, just because I was like, you know what, man, I'm not the type of person to do interviews. Well, not that I'm not the type of person to do interviews. I'm not used to doing interviews. I shouldn't say that, because I would love to do interviews. I would love to do more in the future, but I'm just not good at it, and I obviously gotta, get good at it or get better at doing interviews. But I think we were both a little nervous, because I think it was a first experience for both of us. But shout out Righteous Monkey, man. Much love. First interview ever. And I think it went great. It sounded great. The mic was great. Everything was great. So I appreciate it. And make sure y'all go subscribe, man. This guy's got big things coming to his channel. He's also been supporting the Nancy Guthrie case as well. Much love, Righteous Monkey. Much love, man. Much love, my brother.
Saying, like, who are these guys? So I just want to get our stories out there, showing that we're people too, just trying to do a good thing, keep the case alive and all that.
Yeah.
So how old are you, man?
I'm 34.
34. Okay. And you have a YouTube channel called The Juice.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. You from Tucson?
Born and raised. Been here all my life. Yeah.
Awesome, bro. How'd you get that name? The channel?
I actually made it up myself. I didn't really have, I didn't get the name anywhere. It's just kind of a name that I liked, and it stuck with me since then. So.
Okay. How long have you had your channel?
I think since 2019.
Sweet.
So 7 years, maybe? About 7 years.
Wow. That's a long time. So what kind of content, overall, is what type of work do you do?
Well, initially it was surrounded by gaming. I was doing a lot of commentating on a game called PUBG Mobile.
I play that every day, dude.
Yeah, so some people know about it, some people don't. But yeah, that game was what kind of took off for me, and me learning that I had a voice. So yeah, that's where it kind of took place for me.
I used to work at a rehab. And the kids there, I saw them playing a game like every day, all day. I was like, what are you guys playing? So they put me on the game, and I've been hooked, dude.
Yeah.
Love it, bro. So in streaming, you've been streaming for about the same time too? Like going live?
I took a couple years off because the game kind of died, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do next. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much just what happened. It wasn't planned at all. It just kind of happened. So
yeah, me too. Yeah. I rarely go live. Like I'm still getting used to going live. All my videos have been like pre-recorded, quick edits and stuff.
You're a video guy.
Still
much love, Righteous Monkey, man. I appreciate the love, support, and the opportunity, man. I truly do. So, and I appreciate you stopping by. You didn't even have to stop by here. So thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it. Nikki says, wow, that's a long time. I found you through this case. Yeah, originally, guys, I started streaming in 2019. I was doing gaming, and then I stopped for like 2 years since the game died. Didn't know what else I wanted to do. Life was getting the best of me. And yeah, I had to go another route for the time being, and you know, this happened, and I was like, you know what, let's try it, see how it goes. I've always watched cops since I was a kid. Loved watching crime stories when I was a kid, and I just figured like it was a good fit for me. So we'll see how it pans out. I'm humble that it'll continue to help me grow, and it's something that I've developed a really big passion for in a short period. So, man, it's nice to have people even want to even come out to give me an interview. So, shouts to him, man.
Better at that.
Shouts to Righteous Monkey. Anyways, guys, I think we'll probably try to take a couple more calls, maybe one more call here before I hop off, and then we'll call it a night. I got a long day ahead of me. I'll probably be at Nancy's most of the day tomorrow. We'll meet up with the guys. Hey, Righteous Monkey, if you want to come out, and maybe it'll be another opportunity to get another interview, or just get some content. We're gonna I think we'll meet up at the sheriff's station tomorrow at some point. I'll probably be at Nancy's, and I'll probably meet them over there at some point, or tag along with somebody for a couple hours there, and then go back to Nancy's. But a lot of people are coming back. I know Mark the Shark is coming back out. JLR will be here tomorrow. Criminal Network stepping out. Slooped Intuition is here. Everybody's just kind of getting back together. So feel free to come out and join us. Hey, what's up, Kunaberger? Man, y'all are up early. I hope y'all got rest. Oly Baby Girl says, bring Nancy home. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Bring Nancy home. Linda says, can we see the face? I don't know what you were asking about as far as the face. I didn't catch that one. I know, Nikki, I'm sorry. She says we'll be watching today. It's going to be pick somebody in and watch them. We don't mind at all. We do not mind at all. I mean, I see how today I realized how less of people that I had because all of us were live, and I think everybody was having a hard time picking a stream that they wanted to go to because we don't want to miss anything, right? But pick somebody, it's okay. It didn't bother me at all that I had less viewers today because there were more people around. Hey, we're gonna have JLR is gonna be here. He's gonna have all of the viewers tuned into his channel. So I'm expecting to have like 100 people tuned in on my channel tomorrow. It's not gonna bother me at all. It's all good, and I appreciate you trying to support all of us too. You don't even have to do that. We appreciate that. But I know if you're tuned in with one of us, you're tuned in to all of us. So don't even sweat it. User says, what about JLR's text and email that the sheriff department went to Nancy's house on the 31st of January at 7 p.m. Her abduction. It was hushed up after originally announced. Please ask him about this. Thanks. I think I remember that. Well, I don't remember it being on the 31st of January, but I remember them saying that police were at Nancy's house at one point in time. I don't remember the exact date, though, but I do recall that, and that's crazy. I'm glad you brought that up, but I don't remember the exact date. That's the problem. I will ask him about that if I remember. You might have to, like, email me and remind me because it's probably going to be so many things going on in my head tomorrow. Robert says you will have more than 100. Hey, I'm expecting no more than 200. Today, I think we had 300 for a little while. I'm totally okay with that. I'm new to this. I don't even expect the numbers that I've been getting. I really don't. And I expect it to go down. I'm sorry. I know it sounds bad, but I expect it to just go down even more. And I can't expect the next case to be this big either. So, you know, this is one of probably the biggest cases of all time. So. Devin Life, what's up? How you doing? He says, I remember the 7 p.m. time too. Yeah, don't you guys remember that though? It was mentioned that the police were at Nancy's house, but I don't know the date. So I don't want to just start saying that or start saying stuff that I'm not sure of, which is, I wouldn't do that anyway, but I mean, I'm just saying I don't know the date at all. But I do remember that. That's crazy. Nanos is confused at all times. Oh, yeah. That guy doesn't even think about what he's going to say. Feral Cat Mom says, I watch The Juice. I like the others, but sometimes the foul language music bothers me. I understand. Yeah, not everybody likes to hear music and cursing. And yeah, I get it. I truly understand. Hester says, I will tune in. Tune in. Yeah, we'll be out there. I'll probably be out there. What time is it right now? Probably in the next 6-7 hours. I'll probably start at Nancy's. No, probably about 8 hours. I'm going to probably start around 1 o'clock or 2. Mountain specific standard time, though. So if you're on the East Coast, it would probably be around 3 p.m. for you if I start at 12. Probably about 4 o'clock if you're on the East Coast. Let me see if we could look that up real quick. Sorry, I know you guys hear me typing. I'm trying to see if we could find anything. It does not say. It just states that they were there on February 1st. And then prior abduction investigators zeroed in on January 11th, January 24th, and then January 31st as key dates when the suspect may have been. That's just pertaining to the perp, though. It's not saying whether or not police were there at Nancy's. We could, you know what I've been interested in going to do, guys, is going down and getting public records. Although it seems like they're holding back on a lot of things that should be public. But it's starting to make more sense. And I think it made more sense after that caller reached out earlier and said what she said. And she said that the 911 call has not been released because that is part of the evidence. And I said, that makes sense. That really makes sense, guys. And we could be wrong. Don't, take my word for it. But could it be, perhaps, the 911 call is a part of the evidence. It's part of what they're gathering. And they don't want that to, have some type of bad effect on them in court if it were to be public. That really makes good sense. That's one of the things that she said that really stuck with me, is that 911 call. Dang. That one really stuck with me. Melinda says, pics that they put on the computer people said was from surgery. What pictures? Hey, good morning, Sam. Good to see you. Shout out to the members tuning in here. Good to see y'all, for real. Alicia, good to see you, by the way. Good morning. Giselle said, we got you. Yeah, just remind me. I'll ask him if you remind me while I'm there. I'm pretty sure his chat's going to be swirling like crazy, so you can't really ask him anything in his chat. Unless you do a super chat, of course. And he may not even get back to that because it's just crazy. Yeah, I don't see anything on the anything as regards to the police visiting Nancy's, but I do remember that for sure. Alexa says JLR is awesome. Yeah, he is. He's great. Cool guy, too. Cool guy. Usually guys like that don't put you, on their platform or give you shout outs or say your name. He's one of a kind. I mean, and I could say that he has given me a pretty good boost with just mentioning me on the channel, and I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, I don't see anything. If you guys find anything, feel free to share it with me, though. The call was made by Annie, so what did she say that became part of the evidence? I don't know. Good question, Lazy. Good question. I don't know, but there's something that led them to their house. There's something that made them go over there and hold that vehicle for a long time. But yeah, you're right. I don't know, what would have, but there's a reason why they're not releasing that call to the public. If you think about it, most 911 calls are released to the public almost immediately. They're released right away. Teresa says, but why would Annie and Tommaso go searching for her, calling the hospitals looking for her without letting Savannah know? Yeah, why would she also wait? Why would they also wait so long to reach out? Why would they even call the authorities first before calling Savannah? Hey, Crystal, I appreciate you being here with me. It goes a long way. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate the positive comment there. Much love. Much love. They also sealed the warrants before both Luke and Carlos. I'm sorry, I missed that. Hold on. All these live streamer searches are good people with good... It keeps moving. With good hearts, they care. Bless them all. Hey, bless you too, Norma. Tim Davis says they also sealed the warrants for both Luke and Carlos, so I wouldn't read too much into it. Yeah, it's not even that I read into it. It was just a comment that somebody said earlier when I had the phone call. If you guys want to go back and find that, it's somewhere in the beginning of the video. I was talking to a caller earlier named Jennifer, and I can't stop talking about it because it was such a great call based on what she was saying. And man, you guys just got to hear it. It was a good call. It really was.
So I don't know if that's so we're just trying to figure out.
Getting closer to finding.
I was trying to find it, but
to get my hand.
I might have missed it.
I think it put her life in jeopardy until they had somebody in custody. And so because she was a witness.
10 seconds.
I think it's a totally different situation than this 911 call saying, we can't find my mom. And that's what I asked him. I go, is that typical? And he goes, okay, there's two ways to answer this. No, it's not typical. And yes, it's typical. The reason it's typical is if it has to do with the case, period. So for, I believe that's because she was a witness to the murder. That's a little bit different than saying, I can't find my mom. That's a little bit different. She was in the house with her roommate's dead and made a call. And I think it put her life in jeopardy until they had somebody in custody.
Let me go back a little bit.
It's pretty clear what's going on here. And he said, now the question is, who is in charge? Who hired this person? And getting the rest of the information. Do you remember, Glenn, anything else he said that stuck out?
And they didn't want me to say this, but it's the family. But
that's what he said. He said, in my opinion, with the limited information that I have, he goes, there's certain cues in law enforcement that all of us pick up on. He goes, I find it interesting that you're confused by this. And I go, I'm not confused. I want confirmation. I said, I was pretty confident last night when I talked to Patriot Pride. And he goes, so you think that they know who it is? And I go, oh, I think they absolutely know who it is. And I said, I would put money on a table in Vegas that they know who it is and that they're waiting for the final information to be able to move forward. I said, I did ask my brother-in-law about the 911 call. And he said that that's not normal. However, they do withhold it and they do seal it when it is in relation for prosecution. Wow. And then he also said that the holding of a vehicle for 34 days, 35 days, you know, whatever it was, he said that's not normal. He goes, that means that the car had evidence of something. And because I mentioned that the other, you know, SWAT, you know, other vehicles that have been taken in were returned within a matter of days versus a month plus. And he said, yeah, that's not normal. He goes, so I think it's pretty clear what's going on here.
So if you get a chance, go listen to that call. It was a good call. It was a great call. I think that that call made so much sense. It wasn't even funny. Check it out. You know, if you have any questions, let me know. I mean, but it was a really good call. It was all speculation. It wasn't, you know, someone like with some real inside, you know, based on somebody like talking to the actual person that's investigating this. But I mean, that call made a lot of sense to me. It really did. And the way it was broken down, it made sense. It really did. Much love, Norma. Says you're a great person. Thank you for not giving up on Nancy and keeping her name alive. God bless you. Hope for Nancy. Much love, Norma. I appreciate that. Likewise. Cat Mom says, I'm so excited to see all you gang up together. I think I might have read these. She said, I'm so excited to see all you guys gang up together. I think that it's really going to make a statement to the neighborhood. No, I didn't read this. And the sheriff department. Yeah, I think so too. And we've already, just with us three being there at Nancy's today, I definitely think it sent a message because the sheriffs were passing by more so than they ever have this entire week and the prior week and maybe even the week before. So our presence today was definitely heard for sure. If Derek's text both Annie and Tommaso and rang Tommaso once, was it them who told the FBI, or did the FBI only find out when they searched? This thing keeps moving. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat through OBS. Tommaso wants it. Let me just start over here. It says if Derek texts both Annie and Tommaso and rang Tommaso once, I think that's what he was saying. Rang Tommaso once, was it them who told FBI, or did FBI only find out when they searched their phones? Good question. I don't know. I don't know. But they definitely dug up something and found something that led them over there. That's for sure. They didn't just assume and go to Annie and Tommaso's house and go back and then go back and then go back again. I think that's what was really suspicious to a lot of us. And the fact that they kept their cars so long, although we all do understand that, you know, when you do get something taken away by the feds or even law enforcement, it's a while before you get it back. And I would say it's within 30 days, you know, even if you end up, you know, not being involved or not being the suspect. I think it does take time for you to get those things back. Not only that, from what I heard, they took the car completely apart and then they had to put it all back together at some point in time too. So that all takes time. But I truly think that there is a good possibility that they found something in that car. And there's a reason why they're withholding the 911 call from the public. And I don't think that's to protect Annie at all, because I think Annie was the one who made the call. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some disturbing things that we learn in that call that aren't going to sit with us very well. But I don't know. And then, like, just going back to the video, I'll see if I can pull it up just real quick before we end it here. I don't think it was this video. I think it was this one here. Okay, let me see. It was either this one or the other one. I think it was this video. I'll pull this one up. I don't know if it was this one at all. I think it was this one. I would have to sit here for a moment and watch it to confirm, but I'm pretty sure it was this one. But in this specific video, when this video first dropped the day that this happened, it didn't sit with me well initially, because I thought Annie was, there was some moments where I think she was trying to like purposely grieve, like she wasn't really grieving seriously. You know, I think she was like just trying to make herself cry, but she couldn't. And to me, when I saw that, I'm like, you know what? This is a sign of guilt. Like, that's a sign of guilt to me. You know how somebody cries and they're crying, but they're not crying for what happened. They're crying for themselves. I don't know why I got that vibe. And I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, because I still go back and forth between her and other people. But it was just an odd vibe. And even the way she's sitting there, the way the way she's looking, just looking at her eyes and just certain things that I observed, that it just makes me feel a little uneasy. I don't know why that is. But it just doesn't seem very like sincere to me. It doesn't seem like she's really sorry for, it doesn't seem like she's really sad about what happens. It feels like she's more like sorry for what she did. And if she did anything, whether she did anything or not, I don't know that at all. I just wasn't feeling her emotions as much as I was Savannah's. I feel like emotionally they were just different, and they could just be completely two different people, which it seems that way. I know one thing that I can say that I don't think Savannah's been honest about to us, and which she doesn't deserve, she doesn't have to be honest to the public, and she needs to protect herself at all costs. But I can honestly say one thing that I don't truly feel like Savannah's been honest about is the fact that they have a good relationship. I don't really think that Savannah and Annie have the best relationship like she says. She speaks highly of her siblings, and I think she was just raised that way. I think that's something that she should do regardless. But I have to say, I don't think they really had a good relationship. It seems like the only times that they really are around one another is when Nancy's around. The fact that Annie said one of the reasons for, and this is a report, from reports, that it said that she hesitated on reaching out to Savannah because Savannah's a very big lady, very busy lady. This is not a situation where you hesitate on that. You don't even think about it. You just do it. I thought that was a little odd. And again, the fact that she reached out to the law enforcement before she reached out to Savannah. I mean, they thought that she could have wandered off. They thought that she could have been, maybe in a nursing home somehow, some way, or maybe some type of facility somewhere for the elderly folks. And it's a possibility that was misleading on purpose to buy time. But I just wasn't feeling the emotion coming from her at all. And that's just me. I mean, we all think what we think. But I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. And I just thought it wasn't real. It just made me feel a little uneasy. But again, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. And I really hope, I really do hope that I am. Because I would hate to see a mother being taken away or taken out and knowing that her daughter did something like that, or knowing that her daughter let someone do that or was okay with that. It's terrible. It's saddening, and it's just terrible. Seven stages of grief. I'm guessing Annie in the guilty stage. I don't know. I'm just saying. It just, those things were weird to me, but we all have our own thoughts and theories based on what we think. I did hear that the Uber driver turned his video over to the FBI. Yeah, all the information that they needed from the Uber driver, they did get, and that's what reports say. And then all you have to do is Google it. It'll give you most of the information that you're looking for. And I think that person did, cooperate. Lecture says, I think Annie is all tied up, so to speak. Somehow, some way, she provides a route to the neighbors. She might be trying to leak a route her husband might take. I like that thought. I really like that thought. Yeah. Yeah, and I remember they just talked about it on Nancy Grace, that she had this route in mind that she thinks the suspect may have taken. Hester says, Annie is behaving oddly, and I clocked it right away. Also, Annie is acting more than just awkward. Yeah, it just was really, really odd. It really is. I don't want to say your name wrong. I'm over here trying to think of how to say it, and I don't want to say it wrong. I'm just gonna say 4032 because I'm very bad with names. She said she waited because that's what they did when they told her about their dad to their dad back in the day, because SG is the youngest. Yeah, Savannah is the youngest. Annie's the middle. Cameron's the oldest. Yeah. I still say any other missing person. I think I missed that. Still say any other missing person cases, Uber footage would have been released to the public. Isn't that crazy? But again, it goes back to what I was saying, what the lady was saying, that there's a possibility that all of this evidence that's not publicly put out there could be a part of the case. It could be a part of what they're gathering. Just keep that in mind, because they will do this and they'll go to the DEA, and the DEA will say, nope, it's not enough. Just like she was saying on the phone, it's true. And I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen it in movies, or like Law and Order, maybe, perhaps. That's a show. But in movies, I think that we've even seen that, where they'll go try to turn in all the information because they really want to lock this person up. And then they got to go back again to regather more information, which revolves around simply stuff that just takes time, which is I'm glad she brought that up, because it just reminds me to be patient, and know that there is a possibility that they're putting something together. As I say, no rest for the wicked. Jacqueline. I must have missed something. Yeah, we stay up late, Sam. That's how we do it. We don't sleep. We don't sleep around here. '86 Criminal says, Annie looks at Savannah and squirrels. Is it squalls? I think it's saying squall or squills. I don't know what you're trying to say. But when Savannah mentioned prayers, but it's at the start of the video, which this version cut off. Interesting. I don't think I caught that. I think it's cut off at a certain point, like you're saying in this particular video. And then for whatever reason, initially before the video, by the way, guys, let me bring this up real quick. Initially before the video, but nothing's funny. I don't mean, and I get it. I get it. People have like sense of humors, and they express that even through the worst times. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but initially in the beginning of the video, Annie was smiling. I don't know what are you smiling about? What is there to smile about? Your mom is out there missing right now. How do you even find that in you to smile? Clearly, we're about to talk to this person who may have abducted my mother, and I got a whole lot on my mind. They must have said something real quick, like you guys smile real quick for the picture, or something. I don't know, but she is smiling, and I don't know why she's smiling. Savannah's definitely not smiling. Nothing's funny. There's nothing to smile about. But I just thought I'd bring that up. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird that she's smiling right before the video starts. And then boom. All right, let's get serious. Let's act like we're really sad here when we're really not. Boom, the emotion just kicks in out of nowhere. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. I'm just smiling. Boom, back to sad again. I don't know. Just weird. All right, the video started. Let's show some emotion here. I'm joking. I don't know. Annie probably thinking about some new funny poetry. It says, who said that? I missed it. My thing is like everywhere. Oh, Righteous Monkey. Yeah, I mean, that was odd. That was odd, but who knows? You want to see Cameron? I think Cameron might have had a little smirch. Let's see what Cameron looked like. Yeah, he looks like he might be smiling too. Let's see if we can pull that up real quick. Hold on. I gotta move this photo over. Yeah, Cameron's he's kind of smiling too. And then well, maybe that wasn't a smile. Maybe it's more like a smirk. It's hard to tell. His demeanor is hard to it's hard to read him. Yeah, so it kind of starts like that. And then, you know, he kind of takes the smirk off his face as they start. No, I don't think he's smiling. I think he's just making a face. It's hard to tell, they go, with Cameron. Interesting. So there's Annie, and then Cameron. I don't know. It looks like Cameron's kind of smiling, but it looks like at the same time it's hard to tell because then the video plays, and then it's still like he has the same face, but it's kind of like shame, like a shame look or something. Weird, I know. It's different. Camera was different, not smiling. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a smile. It more looks like a smirk. Yeah, and he's military. That's what makes him so difficult to like read, you know. DC fan says, y'all figured this out yet? You still really think she's missing, or is she safe? Said, you really think she's still missing, or is she in a safe house from previous threats before she was supposedly kidnapped? I think you're the second person to say that. I don't think so. As if they were trying to protect her because someone was coming after her like they knew, so they beat whoever it was to the punch. I doubt it. Because I don't think Savannah would be the way she is right now if she had any suspicions that they were trying to save her. And I'm pretty sure that they would have made her aware that they were just putting their mom somewhere to keep her safe. So I wouldn't say so. Well, folks, it looks like we got most of all of our devices ready to go to lock and load for tomorrow. I'll probably be there, like I said, around 3 your time if you're on the East Coast, 1 my time, 4 your time if you're on the East Coast. So hopefully we'll see you guys out there tomorrow. Cameron looked, yeah, they're all weird, guys. I don't know. It's hard to tell. She would need a pacemaker, so no, I don't believe she was alive, says Tariq. No, she wasn't. I mean, I don't even think she was. Honestly, somebody said earlier that they think that they removed that pacemaker too. That's crazy if they did that. Whoever that is sick if they removed that pacemaker. Because, you know, a pacemaker is actually in your heart, or, you know, it's actually on your inside. So if they did that, that would be super, super sick of them to do that for whoever is, for whoever the perp it actually is, or whoever done this. He looks impatient, like, let's get on with this. Yeah. He's definitely somebody that you would probably hesitate to ask, because you know his answer is probably going to be no a majority of the time, for sure. Chelsea says we need to do a deep dive into Cameron. We really do. It wouldn't hurt. Maybe people would just have a hard time digging up something with Cameron, though. It could be tough to get information on, but I don't think it's that hard. We all figure things out somehow, some way. I think that's what makes social media so powerful. Somebody said something I wanted to read, but I think I missed it. Rachel said juice, it's not. I don't know what I missed. I'm a little late to read that comment, so I don't know what you're referring to. Sorry about that. Hey, good morning, Army vet, by the way. But yeah, maybe we do need to look into Cameron a little bit, though. If they go to jail for life, can I get her car? Really? That's what you're thinking about, the car? You don't want that old CRV? Or are you talking about Nancy's car? Savannah never mentioned Cameron's wife or kids when she spoke about the family. That's true, but did she even mention Annie's child? Because I think her and Tommaso share a child. Did she even mention that? Just so you know, the timestamp to the video piece of that call you got. No, but I could check real quick. I could check for you. I think it was... I think her and Tommaso... Let's see. It was around the 120 mark. me see. I'll get the exact timestamp for
having to
you.
go through the risk of
I almost
I gotta
posted.
find the number.
I almost posted that one since it was
I
such a
was
great
trying to
theory.
reach any.
So 1:15:38 is exactly when it starts. 1:15:38. Yeah, I agree, Tim. It's a possibility. I'm not overthinking that one. But it is a possibility that Savannah just had a lot on her mind. It was an interview. Well, one of them, and we know it was scripted. And, you can only say so much in a short period of time, especially. I mean, you can't cover everything. I was trying to tell Daniel the other day, I was looking into Richard, and when I clicked on his phone number, it took me to a device that had capability to detect Bluetooth devices and also Wi-Fi. Someone told me to turn on my Bluetooth when I'm at Nancy's, and I've been meaning to do that. I meant to do that today, so I'll try that tomorrow if I could remember to turn on my Bluetooth and just see if anything pops up. I was saying about the pacemaker, it sits on your chest just just under the skin, under our collarbone. You can see it. Yeah, but it has to be, and right, yeah, it has to be surgically removed, so it just makes it it's just sick to think about that. Because you would literally have to cut somebody open and go in and then take the pacemaker if you're going to take somebody with a pacemaker. With the pacemaker's pacemaker, I don't even like to think about it. You guys need to do an interview with Aaron Cross and find out what his motive was for lying by saying there was 100% approval to fire the sheriff within his own department. I think he was saying that's just based on everyone in the department not being happy and no one really liking him. He did mention that he still has his people that do like him, but he said for the most part you don't really hear anybody saying anything like sticking up for Nanos. Wonder why the family is only talking to the FBI. That's because Nanos hasn't done anything, and for the Guthrie family, you would probably be an idiot if you kept talking to Nanos. He has done nothing for this case at all. I would have cut him off in the very beginning. I would have encouraged him to let the FBI do what they're doing. After dealing with Nanos for a couple of weeks, I would have highly encouraged and demanded that the FBI interact with me and stay in contact with me. No one else. They would take her to Mexico and remove it surgically. I forget the term. Organ? Is it did you trying to say term organ or? Can't make out what that says. The are you trying to say thermogen? Something? See, now you're just confusing me right now. I would have demanded also. Yeah, I agree, Virginia. I would not sit there and deal with that. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I want to thank you guys for spending time with me. Much love for those of you guys coming out and spending some time with me this morning. From last night into this morning. You're all invited to come and tune in with me tomorrow. We'll be out at Nancy's. I'll be out at Nancy's. And then I think we'll also go to the sheriff's station. That's part of the plan. I don't know what else is in the plan. Much love, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to get a little bit of rest before I go on my long boots on the ground day. Hope you guys all have a rest of your wonderful Friday night, if you still consider it Friday night, because I haven't slept, so it's still Friday to me, or Saturday morning. But anyways, guys, much love. I'll see y'all in the next one. And till next time, until a few hours. Catch y'all later, though, guys.